Welcome and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
Form 4 student, welcome to our geography class.
Let's study, be educated.
Hello student, welcome to another lesson of geography. Last lesson we discussed about types of research, and today we'll be discussing about research data and field research. Dear student, we have already learned about the concept of research and its types. Now I want to introduce you to research data and field research as part of our lesson. Starting with the research data. We all know that the aim of doing research is to get information that can be used to describe a certain phenomenon. The collected information is referred to as data. There are two types of research data, as discussed in the following section. Primal data. Primal data is the one which is collected afresh and for the first time and thus happen to be original in character. Data collected through experiments or field surveys are examples of primal data. In fact, primal data is the one that is collected by a researcher from the first-hand sources using methods like surveys, interviews, questionnaire, and experiments. It is collected with the research project in mind directly from the primary sources. Secondary data. Secondary data is the one that has been gathered from the documentary sources such as books, statistical abstracts, economic surveys, census reports, research articles, journals, periodicals, and official reports from Statistical Bureau and the United Nations reports. Therefore, secondary data is the already established information from secondary sources such as libraries and other people's research works. The nature of the secondary data is to have been already past the statistical processes. Now, let us move and discuss about field research in the study of geography. Field research refers to the type of research where the researcher collects the data physically from the field. The field research has some advantages, and these advantages are as described below. The following are the advantages of field research. Field research allows researchers to gain first-hand experience and knowledge about people, events, and processes that they study. No other methods offer quite the same kind of close lens of everyday life. It shows the relationship between man and his environment, between geology and relief, and between soil and types of rocks. It shows the scientific approach to geographical problems such as overpopulation, migration, and waste mismanagement. It provides practical knowledge to students through selection, observing, reporting, and presenting geographical data from the field. It provides additional materials to what has already been discovered and written in the textbooks. It creates peace and harmony when the sources and causes of some problems are researched and the truth revealed. It accelerates socio-economic development. For example, the researched soil promotes agriculture, which in turn boosts our development. It promotes thinking ability of geography students. Now, apart from advantages, let us discuss the disadvantages of field research. First of all, field research is a suitable process when students are scientifically oriented, but when they are not, it is difficult to carry out field research. Field research deals more with the description rather than evaluation. Describing phenomenon is more difficult than explaining it. So field research consumes much time because it requires steady and careful analysis of data. It is a risk undertaking, especially where the researched population doubts the research group in the research area. Field research may create conflicts due to cultural barriers. Sometimes the researchers are fed with false information. Now, my dear student, let us have a look on the challenges facing field research. Field research is faced with inadequate fund required for paying researchers and research equipment such as camera, tape recorders, and stationaries. Shortage of appropriate research equipment, as most of the available equipment are of poor quality for undertaking research. Another challenge is language barrier. For example, lack of common language among the participants creates a barrier in communication. Poor participation of respondents. Some respondents are reluctant to give information, and sometimes they give false information. There is also limited time to accomplish the research work.
Let's study, be educated, elimunikazi. Elimunikazi. Let's study, be educated, elimunikazi. Elimunikazi. Let's study, be educated, elimunikazi. Elimunikazi. Let's study.
My student, now I will give 3 questions that you will have to give answers. Alright, sit properly. Take your exercise book and pen. Ready? Okay. Good. Very good. Now listen carefully and write these questions. I will repeat 3 times each question. Question number 1. Define and give 2 types of research data. Question number 1. Define and give 2 types of research data. Question number 1. Define and give 2 types of research data. Question number 2. Briefly explain the importance of research data in geography. Question number 2. Briefly explain the importance of research data in geography. Question number 2. Briefly explain the importance of research data in geography. Question number 3. Give strengths of field research. Question number 3. Give strengths of field research. Question number 3. Give strengths of field research. Form 4 student, now follow my lead and check your answers. Starting with question number 1, which asked, define and give 2 types of research data. Answers to this question might be as follows. Research data is any information that has been collected, observed, generated, or created to validate original research findings. Although usually digital, research data also includes non-digital formats, such as laboratory notebooks and diaries. There are two basic types of research data, which are primary and secondary research data. Primary data is information collected through original or first-hand research. For example, surveys and focus group discussion. One of these methods, on the other hand, include the secondary data, which is information which has been collected in the past by someone else. For example, researching the internet, newspaper articles, and company reports. Question number 2, which asked, briefly explain the importance of research data in geography. Now, answers to this question might be as follows. The primary data are original and relevant to the topic of the research study, so the degree of accuracy is very high. Research data, it can be collected from a number of ways, like interviews, telephone, surveys, focus group discussion. It can also be collected across the national borders through emails and posts. It can include a large population and wide geographical coverage. Moreover, research data, it is cheaper and faster to access. It provides a way to access the work of the best scholars all over the world. It gives a frame of mind to the researcher that in which direction he or she should go for the specific research. Research data helps to get answers to various questions. It also gives chance to geographers to search for new knowledge of different aspects found on the globe. Question number 3, which asked, give meaning and strength of field research. Answers might include, field research refers to the type of research where the researcher collects the data physically from the field. The field research has some strengths or advantages as described below. 1. It allows researcher to gain first-hand experience and knowledge about the people, events, and processes that they study. Secondly, field research is an excellent method for understanding the role of social context in shaping people's lives and experiences. It enables a great understanding of the complexities of daily life. Number 3, field research may also uncover elements of people's experiences or of group interactions of which we were not previously aware. This is in particular a unique strength of field research, of which with other methods we cannot get. Number 4, field research shows the relationship between man and his environment, between geology and relief, as well as between soil and types of rocks. Finally, field research shows the scientific approach to geographical problems such as overpopulation, migration, and waste mismanagement. Alright, now after discussing about the meaning and types of research data, field research, and do the exercise, let us end here for today. Till next lesson, bye.